women's 800, women's 800. We got some high schoolers in there with some pros. Ajay Wilson and Natoya Gould headline it, but then you got Roisin Willis and Sophia Guerrarian in there. Nia Akins, Olivia Baker, Michaela Meyer, Olga Koshashenko. How do you think the high schoolers will do, Gordon? How do you think the pros will do?
I mean, some people are saying the presence of Sophia Guerrero and Roshan Willis is the real reason I think Mo fled the 800 for the mile because she's scared of these up and coming high schoolers. I kid, that's not true, but they can have that confidence because they've been running very well throughout their high school career. Especially, they've had an unusual high school career. Majority of it's been pandemic type, right, and haven't
Yeah.
been able to have quite the normal 4 years in high school. And to have an opportunity to run in the Millrose 800 as a high school kid, not many people get this opportunity. Uh,
Mm.
People get the opportunity to run in the high school races at Millrose, but they don't really get the opportunity to run in the pro races as a high school kid. They
Yeah.
reserve that for like the Drew Hunters, the Nico Youngs, and now here are these two 800-meter stars. I'm excited to see what these two women do. Um, I think they're going to flirt with a two flat, get
Mhm.
close to those high school top 10 marks. Um, I don't think they're really going to be in the mix to win, but they can just get pulled along well, not have to run by themselves the entire race. They can be in sixth place and be running a 59-second opening quarter. That's going to be good for them because then they can just like follow the train and hold on to potentially run two flat, 201, 202.
Indoor high school record 201.78 by Sammy Watson from 2017.
I could see that happening. Do you see that happening?
201.78. So Guerrarian's running
That
202.
seems
Yeah,
that
it
seems
seems doable.
doable.
Yeah.
It's the high 201s. It's not a low 201. It's high 201.
Well, all right, because you have Natoya Gould in there, who usually pushes the pace, and if she doesn't, Ajay Wilson will push the pace. So it's going to get going. I think we're going to see that. I don't want to be too record happy and predict every record is going to get broken, but 201.7, I think we're going to have a new high school record in the girls 800 from
How do
one
you
of
think
these two.
Ajay Wilson does? Do you think she wins it?
Hold on one second. One more on this
Okay.
point of high schoolers. Because usually when we're talking about a high school record, all the focus is on one, and they have all
Yeah,
the pressure
that's
on them.
true.
In this case, you have two, and their PBs are close together. So that's what makes this one fun. You have two high schoolers who have a shot at it, and maybe that will help too. Just with each other, they can push each other. They've raced against each other, so they're familiar with each other. Um, I'm most interested in Naze Wilson based on how her 2021 ended. I think if she's able to beat Gould, that's a great sign. I don't know what it would mean long term because obviously you have a thing Mo now, the clear number one in the event, but I am fascinated by where she'll be at based on how last year ended. Because remember, she scratched and clawed her way to that last trial spot, got on the team. I thought, okay, yeah, she's going to get in a much better position between then and the Olympics. And I even thought she'd get a gold medal. Didn't even make the final. So I want to see it. I'm really curious to see what she comes out with because she's still very, very young, even though she has so much experience.
Checking out the mile split screen. That's the head to head of the two high school kids, Wilson and Gray
Willis.
and Willis. It's Wilson. Yeah, sorry, Willis. We were talking about Ajay Wilson. Got my head mixed
Yeah.
up.
What's the all time head to
Um,
head here? How do we see the all time head to head between the two?
Head to
Let's
head.
see. Yeah. Guerrarian and Willis. Do we have like
One,
a
two,
count
three,
here?
4, 5, 6, 7. 7-2.
Ooh. Okay.
That's what it is. Seven
Okay.
and two.
Listen though, this is a different type of race. They're hopping into a pro race with a bunch of Olympians in there. So it's a little bit different than your traditional high school meet or even a race against lower tier pros. This is big time stuff. So it's going to be a different sort of race. And yeah, I'm going to say the high school record gets broken in this race. I'm going to go with that one. And I'm going to have Ajay Wilson's just so good indoors. So I'm going to take Wilson over Gould for the win in this one. and I think the high school record gets broken farther down in the race. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think high school record gets broken, and I think AJ Wilson wins individually. But
Mhm.
they don't give AJ Wilson the high school record because she's not in high school anymore.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. That
She's
might
still
be a
kind of
little.
young though, right?
Yeah.
Isn't AJ
These
Wilson young?
yeah, the people that are good when they're really young, you're just like you forget. Like, oh, they made a world team when they're 19 and then they make a whole bunch of world teams and they're still like 20. She's only 27.
Dang,
Only
only
27.
27.
Yeah. So, not counting her out, but I'm curious to see where she's at cuz traditionally she's been really good indoors and I expect that to continue on Saturday. Next event, man, where do you want to go next, Gordon? And by Gordon, I mean Travis. This is how we should do the whole show.